Hello, you guys. I am so sorry for the wait. Of course, right when I'm connecting again, my Bluetooth connected to my phone and everything else. Let me get this background music off. How are you guys? It's been forever since I've been live. My goodness. 1 second. I'm going to try one thing. Let's see. I can't even see your comments yet. I'm really excited to watch this, though. I think it'll be fun. Let's see. Bluetooth. I've got snacks. I've got drinks. I got my vape. I'm just going to kick back with you guys and watch Cher's video, her latest video. Let's see. Yep, it looks like they're dead. So, anyways, let's see. Let me talk to you guys for a minute. Hey, Wolfie. Hey, Char. Oh, my goodness. Hey. Hey, Janelle. Janessa. A for Advocate. Punksy. Hey, Nicole. Yep, back again. Hey, Brandy. Awesome. Happy to see you guys. Hey, Chatty Jen and Days, the 7 of us, Bella, Stasia, Just Breathe Joyce, Gray Hat, BC Warrior. Yeah, I think I got you guys. So I'm excited to kind of watch this. I had asked Cher if she minded if we watched her latest interview, which was last night with Benny Keys. And she's like, no, I don't care. And I love this because these are the two people who got the closest. Oh, thank you, Electro. The two people that got the closest to, like, Dawn and Candus, that are on YouTube, who have both come out and said, we are suspicious of XYZ. I just thought it'd be interesting to kind of hear from their perspective and kind of hearing them talk about that. Oh, awesome, Nicole. I'm so happy. I got sugar babies and airheads, Junk food, absolutely awful for you. Chocolate. Hey, Ashley. I wish my headphones were charged, and I thought they were charged enough, but it's okay, I guess. It's just so nice to be able to react without having to mute, because when I start playing this, I have to mute so that we can hear them without an echo. Okay, sorry about that. Hey, Sun Beach. Hey, Parawoman Radio. So, yeah, I love this. Cher is a friend of mine. I love her. I respect her. I love hearing her perspective. I think she comes from because of her life and the things she's been through, her perspective is one that I think we need to hear more of, especially when we're talking about foster care and different things like that. And so I really appreciate and think that there is no other channel that really offers that. So let me see here. I've already got it pulled up. I hope I sound okay. I'm so bummed. It's so nice having those headphones for the stream because I can talk as they talk. However, it is kind of hard to hear both. So I think it's okay. Okay. Let's see. Bentley's asleep, so hopefully I have a little while because it takes forever to get through 30 minutes while we stop and talk about stuff along the way. Awesome, Janessa. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Sometimes you just sit here waiting, I hope somebody answers or comments about that. Okay. So also tonight they're going to do another one. So this here is where they speak about really everything. And I'll be honest with you, I probably watched the first 40 minutes and I knew I wanted to watch it here. So I just didn't finish watching anymore. I've been super busy, but they speak about everything. I know that nothing was off limits. He said that she could ask about anything. Now tonight, I guess they're going to play some of their past stuff and kind of talk about how their opinions have changed from then to now, when they really, have a very different perspective. I'm so glad her and BK are talking again. However, this is why I don't get involved with creators' fights. They get heated in the moment, then friends again later. I agree. And you know what, Janelle? It's not fair to you guys for me to sit here and be like, oh my God, Brandy, were you in this girl's chat who was talking bad about me? Brandy, no, I don't think that's fair to the subscribers. And I know that creators, a lot of times they feel like they just feel kind of not ownership over the subs, but like it's their friends, or like, someone's turned their back on them. And I can understand that. I just don't want to do that to you guys, because I've been that subscriber where I felt I couldn't comment in certain chats and stuff. And yeah, everybody's welcome here. And we're not going to do any of that kind of stuff. You guys, wherever you go, whoever you like, I don't care. That doesn't change our relationship. You know what I mean? And that's how I kind of have to think about it. So ooh, awesome, Ashley. Sometimes YouTube unsubscribes too. Cadbury. I don't like Cadbury eggs. Did you hear Candus? No. No, I didn't. I'm still suspicious of BK. That's okay. Oh my God, I didn't hear that. How long is it? Maybe we'll have time to check it out. Hey, Madhouse. Hey, Jennifer. Okay, so let me go. I'm going to go to about 10 minutes in. I'm going to play it for a minute. I'm going to try not to pause too much, but I wanted to, that's the whole point, is to kind of talk about it with you guys. So we're going to pause. Who even are you? I don't like Cadbury eggs. I like the caramel ones, but not regular ones. Doing someone chatting to you. No, Brandy, I was just joking. Yeah, I was just joking. Yeah, that stuff, you guys remember it, and then it's hard. I don't know. It's just unfair to do that.
Really think it was moral to cross
the church, then they're going against me automatically.
Just before we get into it, I want to say I did skip the first few minutes because, hey, Amanda, they kind of were discussing their personal friendship and fallout and all of that, and that's really not our business anyways, and not why we're here. And I think it's just going to waste our time to even listen to. You like the inside of them. I would get messed up too if some lady said they definite proof my sister was alive and she wasn't. Yeah, I heard about that. Don't like the eggs or peeps. Yeah, I heard about this Rose is alive stuff, and I asked Amber, and actually someone, a subscriber who is lovely, I won't say who it is, but created a group with Amber, Kelly, and I, and put some links in, pictures and stuff, and like, have you seen this? And Amber, the first thing she said was, it's not I don't believe it's credible, or I've heard it's not credible, I'm not sure. And so that immediately just, I didn't even pay it much attention after that. I will say the photos I saw did look pretty similar though. Candus is going to say she has code since Ernie mentioned her signing papers for a search. Ooh, we got to watch that. Oh, thank you, Nicole. Awesome. I'm the severe minority with stuff like Easter candy. I don't like chocolate. I love Peeps, and I only like black jelly beans. Oh my God, that's crazy. Well, at least, you get all of those. Probably nobody else wants them. So you get them all. Doug let BK for a minute. BK showed his colors. Candus sounded bad. Hey, single mama 4. Okay, I'm going to mute and play this for a second.
And that wasn't my place to do that, or to think that way or say those things. Like, if someone questions the church, like that's their business. It should not be any of mine. And at that time, I was not good at compartmentalizing. And I'm still learning, but to compartmentalize how you feel online.
So what we're gonna just get like really raw, and I'm gonna ask you what I would ask anyone. When you went first time you go to meet Don and Candus. Now, did you go meet them in person? How were you feeling about guilty or innocent at the time of actually, okay, I'm getting in my car, or I'm getting whatever, however you got there, but I'm going to meet them at that time? Because I know what we chatted about before, but also when you get deep in, like even I started blurring the line. I didn't even know, am I friends with Don? Like, you know what I mean? Like I was lost. The lines were blurred for me too.
Yeah.
So when you do that kind of, how were you feeling then at that time? Because I know what you thought before. I know how you feel. Like we see how you feel now, but at that time, because I feel like everything's a blur.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
What were you feeling? What was the feeling then, meeting them face to face?
It was such a letdown because I don't know what I had built those people up to be in my mind, but clearly, the Innocence Before Guilt project that I've been running for a long time here, it played on my own mind.
Love you, Cher. I'm happy you stopped by. Oh, I'm breaking up? Let me see where I'm connected. And let's fix that before we go any further. Cher, I'm so happy you came by here. Let me know if the sound is bad for you guys. I talked about you a little bit in the beginning. I was telling everyone how I love your channel because I think that it is very unique. Your perspective is important. But let me get this fixed before I go any further so I'm not breaking up. Okay, I hope that's better. But anyways, yes, I think that Cher, I know most of you guys know her. If you don't, you have to go over there. Her perspective is very unique and necessary in this community, this whole true crime community on YouTube. I think what she's been through in her life and kind of the woman that she's turned into now, because she has a lot of patience and a lot of respect. If you saw her the other night, you'll know that when you had the one guest. But yeah, I just think that awesome channel. I'm happy to be her friend. I love you, Cher. And yeah. So anyways, when streaming the content, it's choppy and laggy. I changed to a different Wi-Fi. So let's see if that helps. That was an excellent first question. I thought it was super interesting that he said it was a letdown. I'm curious what you guys think. Yeah, it was a good interview about that. Yeah, and I think we'll just keep listening for a minute. I hope it's not choppy and laggy anymore. I don't have, like, on StreamYard, if you have low signal, you'll see a one Wi-Fi bar, and now I don't have that anymore, so it should be good. Oh, it's the truth, though. It really is. You hear all the crazy shit that people say, and then if you actually take the time to meet somebody, watch their behavior, see how they treat people, how they treat you, like what they do on their channel. I don't know how people get there the way they do, but that's just me. I know. I was saying that you we're doing it tonight too. So that'll be really interesting to see how your opinions have changed since then. Thank you, Janessa. You love how I say Wi-Fi. I'm such a hick. I'm sorry. Okay, let me mute and keep playing for a minute, and let's pray that it's not choppy anymore. I thought I was sharing the screen. Maybe that's why it was messed up. Let's try now. I'm sorry. So she says, what were you expecting when you went to meet the whales, basically, and what did oh shit. Did y'all hear that part? Hey Tia, hey Amber. Lord help me, I gotta get through this. Hopefully it works now. But he says, he basically pitied them. But we'll start from here, and I hope that you can hear this part now. And it works correctly.
Pity they want. It's just a weird attention. But I still came there believing in their innocence before their guilt. But it changed while I was there.
How quick of being around them do you think that changed for you?
Well, there was a specific event that took place that completely turned me on a dime.
How interesting, though. He went there thinking they were innocent, putting innocent until proven guilty. And he said that he thought they were innocent until he got there. And his perception changed while he was there. There was a specific event. He's going to get into it. I hope that it's working all right. If not, I'm just going to, I'm going to be so frustrated. Hey, Yenny. Thank you, Janessa. Still really choppy and broken. What the hell? I don't understand. Okay, this is crazy, y'all. LFT, it's because we're in North Carolina. I'm telling you. For real. Well, it sounds good to me. That's the shitty part. Let me try something else. This is so good. I really want us to talk about it and kind of watch it. But you know what? I'm going to go inside the house. I'm thinking that could be part of it. Well, no, because it's connected to my phone. It sounds good. It's still understandable. Not that bad. Hello, by the way, first timer. Hi, Laced in Chains. Ooh, I like your name. Hey, Tinky Tink. So it sounds good to you, Punksy? Let's keep going then like this for a minute. Yeah. Maybe it's your headphones. Okay. This makes me want to go use my psych degree. Dr. Phil and the behavioral panel believe in their innocence. Like, I think I can do better. I still want to go. He said he thought they were guilty after their first interview. Well, he's getting ready to tell. He says there was a specific event. So I'm going to play it, and then we'll hear it and chat about it. You're right. I've heard that too. He does mention something in their first interview. Hold on. Here.
It was when MGL and BHB and JLR came up there,
Mm.
and we did all that jazz. And
Yeah.
when the police came, I had this feeling in my heart and this idea in my mind that when they get there, the police are going to be very gentle and considerate towards the Wells. And when they got there, they were very, very condescending, not treating them well at all.
I
And
heard
the
you say
immediate feeling that I got from Lieutenant Macklin was that he believed that they did it. He just couldn't prove it.
Right.
He said it before this? Yeah, I do remember him saying that. But if you hear, let me go. We're going to rewind it just about when Cher asked a question, which she asked good questions. I'm going to mute and we're going to re-listen to this question.
Like, there's actually not a guilt project that because I don't know what I had built those people up to be in my mind, but clearly, the Innocence Before Guilt project that I've been running for a long time here, it played on my own mind.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I got there and I met these people in real life, there was an instant pity, but it was the sort of pity. The only thing I could really compare it to is like someone that has a whole pack of cigarettes in their pocket, but ask you for a cigarette. It's one of those really weird pity deals. Like it's.
Okay, Amber, I remember. He says that he thought they were guilty during the first interview, but then he says he still went there with this innocence before guilty in like frame of mind. And then she asked, when did that change? And he says it was a specific event. So he did feel like they could be guilty in the interview, but he tried to keep this he tried to just keep the innocent before guilty, like he says, and then that changed with this specific event. That's right. So yeah.
Like there's actually not pity they want. It's just a weird attention. And but I still came there believing in their innocence before their guilt. But it changed while I was there.
How quick of being around them do you think that changed for you?
Well, there was a specific event that took place that completely turned me on a dime. It was when MGL and BHB and JLR came up there, and we did all that jazz. And when the police came, I had this feeling in my heart and this idea in my mind that when they get there, the police are going to be very gentle and considerate towards the Wells. And when they got there, they were very, very condescending, not treating them well at all. And the immediate feeling that I got from Lieutenant Macklin was that he believed that they did it. He just couldn't prove it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I said. But that clarifies it. He said that in the interview, he had thoughts that they could be guilty, but he still tried to keep this innocent before guilty frame of mind, and that changed. Now, this is interesting because I've always wondered how and I'm glad you clarified that, Amber. I appreciate that. That's what friends are for, to kind of keep you straight. You don't send your friend out looking like in an outfit that makes them look like an idiot. But anyways, I've always wondered how the police treated them, how they responded to the police. Yeah. Hey, Valerie. Let's see. Is he going to say the event? How did BK get in with the Wells? So I believe it's Cher, and I think he does get into that here in a second. It is super interesting. Oh, the timeline. I think that I would love to really detail, do a really detailed timeline, have it written down or in video format. I think that would be really interesting and show the changes in it, because things have changed. The story has changed, and yeah. unless your friend doesn't listen to you. Yeah, that's true. This is a new interview, yes, and it was a really good interview with both of them. I agree. So, blessings to all. Yes, I've had friends that I've tried to give them like really good constructive criticism, and they've gotten mad, and that sucks.
Right. How is that to be standing there and witness that?
It was a pinnacle moment. It was like, holy cow, like the internet actually isn't real. I mean, because you're looking at it on the internet, and you're also listening to people, pump narrative and agenda into your ear and your mind.
Mhm.
But then when you get there, and Cam and Allie were standing there with me, and I I'm not sure at the moment that they saw it like I did,
Mhm.
but when they left, I was like, that wasn't good. And he was like, what? And I was like, that lieutenant, who is the boots on the ground guy for Hawkins County and stuff, he treated them just like he knew that they had murdered or abducted their own child. He just could not prove it in that moment.
Wow.
And when I saw the frustration on his face, I thought, well, wow, this guy's he's just a D head. He's just a bad guy. Doesn't like his job. So I saw a break in the conversation, and I just did one of these, like, and he came right over and he was like, hey, what's up? He was a very decent man.
Okay, whoa, this is just so interesting to me. I wish that I could have been like right there watching this interaction take place. But I think it's interesting that also interesting my word, because I have a hard time using other words in place of that. But I find it intriguing that Cam and Allie, or Cam rather. Now this is Benny's perception, of course, but that Cam didn't really pick up on that. So yeah, he did electro. Mm-hmm. Oh no. Oh, Amanda, that would be awesome. Ooh, Tia, thank you. Girl, we have that for you. And you know it's detailed if Decipher Podcast did it. I know, and I got your back, Amber. And plus, I think he tried to get more info from them, knowing he felt something was off from them in their first interview, but Candus stonewalled him. Yep. And he says, actually, in a different interview, that at a certain point when he caught them in a lie, he knew what he was going to do at that point for sure. And that was get as much as he could out of them. Share us, like, this is really good. I don't know if it's their chemistry or what. It's just, it's good.
I thought maybe he's just a hothead cop. He was a very decent man. He talked to me with much courtesy, much respect. And I just was like, that's how I didn't just get that by not talking to the lieutenant. I got that by prefacing it myself. Like, okay, he's not a dick. Like, this guy's a good guy. He just doesn't like them.
Yeah. Do you get the feeling, do you think that was an ongoing thing? There's many calls to that house, or you really think that, okay, they it's the feeling they think they're guilty, but there's no evidence?
It's the feeling. There's been
Yeah.
a lot of calls to the house, and you can see the history of it. There's been a lot of calls.
That's a good question, because you got to think of how the police may treat them based on their past history. And I can tell you something right now. The police will treat addicts like shit. They do. Even if you haven't really done anything wrong, and it's just part of it. It's just like when you get into treatment and nobody trusts you, the doctors, nobody believes you, you can't get mad. It's because you've been a lion ass addict. And the police, they don't treat him good. Even actually, and this is horribly sad, but if you have, say you have like a 10-year drug addiction, you're in and out of trouble over the drugs and stuff, and you get clean. And 5 years later, you pass away, you're found murdered on the street corner. They are so much less likely to work hard to help for some reason. And it's really sad and it's wrong. And I wish that stigma would kind of change, because even if you're in active addiction, if a crime is committed against you or something like that, you still deserve justice too. I mean, you have a sickness. I don't know. That's another conversation, but let's keep going. That's always something that's really bothered me. And I can tell you guys, I'm treated very well by police because they don't look at me and see that in me, and they don't know me. But if the police know your history, or maybe they can see you're still in active addiction and you look addicted, and there's certain things that will tip them off. And yeah, it sucks. Everyone is worth justice. Happened to someone I know. Oh my God. Yeah, it's the absolute truth. I've seen it. One of my dad's really good friends ended up getting strung out and on drugs, and they kind of went their separate ways. And like 10 or 15 years later, he was murdered for a bottle of Oxycontin, like 90 Oxycontin, and he was dismembered and buried in the mountains in West Virginia. Police have now found him, but I mean, I don't know that there's rumors, there's people who have admitted and told people who did it, but I don't know that they care. To them, it's just that he's off the streets. They don't got to deal with it no more. One less addict to mess up their days. And that's truly how I feel about it. But okay, I'm going to keep playing this.
With no police recourse. Even this last one where she claims she broke her finger or whatever, like it you get there and then they respond to a DV situation, but they don't end up taking anyone to jail.
Right. Yeah. And that's another thing I wanted to ask you. I was going crazy when I heard that. With that call, do you feel did Candus have a hurt finger really? Was it ignored, or do you think
she did not have a
lie?
hurt finger?
Okay, so she's lying.
Yeah.
Crying wolf again. Okay.
Well, and there's there's a few reports of Candus being the aggressor on Don.
So she didn't have a hurt finger. That's really interesting. I was trying to get to you guys in the comments, but it was horrible, and it happened in Beckley, and his name was Travis Summers. You can find articles about it. They put up like the Crime Stoppers number and stuff, but yeah, look at Kurt Cobain. So much points to murder, but he was treated like some other junkie. Sad but true. And that's a really good example. Now, back to Candus. So the finger wasn't broken, and then they talk about her possibly being the aggressor some. Oh yeah, she absolutely was. And we remember, and they bring this up. Jose walked in on her on top of Don. I think they both were abusive, toxic, and to each other, Hey, Lucia.
And I'm not here to say that Don is an angel or that Candus is an angel. But what I'm saying is it was a mutual combatant situation there. It was not always a situation where Don put it on her. You heard Jose. He heard a thump on the floor. He ran upstairs, and she was on top of him.
Yeah.
Giving him the business.
And so, I would say, even just from the video calls, if you remember, I would tell people, I said, I haven't, not that Don doesn't be aggressive towards Candus, but everything I witnessed, I remember the one day she grabbed him and was like shoving him and stuff. And I remember getting off that video call, like, holy shit, like she's the aggressive one, but it's a very toxic situation between both of them. Yeah.
It is. I mean, they definitely find excitement in the makeup period of all of that. Like they'll beat up on each other, and then they'll have some drinks, and then they're back in love again.
Okay.
That's kind of how they know that they love each other is like they need a love check. Then they create a scenario where they get hit, and then they're like, oh yeah, he does love me, or she does love me.
Wow, it's that toxic, codependent thing. Hi, Alex. Has Candus gone missing? Not that I'm aware of. I agree. And how could abusive, toxic people be walking their kids from one trailer to the next, planting flowers, door always locked, never open. Yeah. Well, and only gone for 2 minutes. Yeah. Yeah. Love and hate. Absolutely. It's just sad. Like, I can't help but think about the kid's life there. And I always go back to that. See, I pray for the Wells children. And I always go back to that when you hear about the toxic, abuse happening in the home, the drug use happening in the home, the drinking, all of it. The crazy people in and out. I'm sorry, but I promise you, I don't care. Now, I may let one of my girlfriends stay with me for a few weeks or something, and I've let my little niece who's 18 stay with me for months and months, but I'm never letting some strange man stay just like in the home with me and my kids. I'm not having a bunch of, people over that are I'm not having anybody over, but I would, but not someone who's into drugs and that kind of stuff. So I think there's, you have this idea of a healthy home for your kids, and that's really important to you. And then some people, it's just, I don't know. I can assure you, in a holler like that, doors aren't usually locked. No, but the point is that she said that the door was always locked. Like, she said things at times about keep making sure they kept the door locked and stuff. And as a matter of fact, we heard from Jose even that the bottom door maybe didn't lock right or something, so they had to keep the sofa in front of it. And she was just she's just saying Candus has claimed to be, only gone for 2 minutes and very watching over them very close and that kind of thing. Sam, I am MVP. Yeah, I agree. A lot of relationships with people in addiction usually are very toxic.
That's typical toxic and drug and alcohol.
Completely.
Yeah, toxicity.
Completely.
I want to go all the way back. Now, we have these rumors that you and I have met Don Wells before,
Oh, jeez.
which is ridiculous. And I mean,
we had a plan to go, but then everything changed.
Did.
It was the end of October. We had talked about going on close to Halloween. But Miss Cher's situation changed, mine changed, and it just didn't pull together. But it was a plan, but we never completed the mission.
After like in October, after summer had already been missing for months. Yes.
The Halloween after summer went missing.
Yes. Yeah. So let's bring it all the way back. Because I don't even know if I've known this. I remember the first video I ever saw of you talking about the Wells, and that's how I found you, was you were talking about Don Wells. And I want to go all the way back and tell me, do you remember? Well, you must remember. What were you doing? What were you wearing? Because to me, this is I'll remember that almost like 9/11, how people will remember that day, everything.
Yeah.
What were you doing when you heard about Summer Wells? Do you take us through that day, your thoughts, your feelings then on that day?
So I think I heard about it.
My mouth gets me in trouble. I've never seen it. I've seen some rumors and different things. I actually looked for some records when I was in the court system, looking at their background checks and that kind of thing. And I was looking at the actual court records in Wisconsin, and I didn't ever see it, but that doesn't mean anything. Now, I do. You guys remember one day we were doing a show on interview that Candus did with Ernie, and he came in the chat and said that Benny and Cher, and they knew Don all along, and they knew him before Summer went missing. I don't know what he was alluding to, but yeah. So we will just listen. it starts and ends with the 3 on the hill. Sam, I agree.
But it wasn't even until about 2 weeks after her disappearance. So it never struck me as like, oh, there's this thing I need to deal with, because I was dealing with the Cash Gurnan stuff which is just less than 2 miles from my house. Right. So I started getting a lot of people trying to edge me towards it. To like, there's this girl you got to go see. And when it's the first time I've ever said this, when I turned on their first interview, which would have been on, what was it, the 19th or the 29th? I think it was the 29th of June. The first thing I thought to myself privately, I said, they're guilty. There's just no way. Like, and as I continued to listen and I continued to see what was going on, I jumped in, but I jumped in not.
So there's the part when he says that they were guilty. It's because I guess it got confusing because they're kind of going back and forth in time. And it is really confusing. Connie Jones, I'm telling you, I've been following it from the beginning, and there are still people that are not that far off from this like inner circle that I don't know things about, situations I don't know. It's because there's so much information to take in. There are so many people digging, and, you go into this rabbit hole and then out of that one into the next one. And it's just a mess. And also because it's being followed so closely and talked about so much, things evolve every day. So is Ernie the plant? He questions her like a cop. Yeah, he does question her. He definitely does.
Not because I wanted to find Summer in that moment. I'll be completely honest. It was more about innocence before guilt. I knew that in my heart and my mind, there's really nothing in the point of her being in the wind. There's nothing you can do. They got over 100 agencies looking for her. So I thought, well, let me dig in over here and see what I can find out. And I'll have to say, if it weren't for Cher and Mr. Mark, I would not have had a segue in to even talk to them. So Cher decided to bring me in. And it was really at that point that I sort of reversed how I felt about them. And I said, okay, listen, Cher and Mr. Mark, they're working it on this side. And so I'm going to join them. Mm-hmm. I did.
So yeah, that's kind of how he brought into it. Let's see. I think he's a plant, just my opinion. I have a hard time believing these two as well. KDC, I personally know Cher, and I know that there's a lot of rumors and stuff that are said about her, but she is actually she's awesome. She's a good person, and I feel like she's doing this for the right reasons. I've had conversations with her. See, she grew up, she had a tough life, and she's been through a lot. I'm not going to talk about it. I think that's, on her channel, but this and kind of looking at Summer has really affected her. And I hope one day she'll really do like a full deep dive into that, because it's not my place to talk about. I'm not going to, but yeah. Now I don't know him, so I have asked him to come on my channel, and he said he would. That was just like within the last few days, a couple days ago. No YouTubers are in. I don't think any YouTubers are involved either. Is a DIY plant wannabe. Thank you, Amber. Yeah, she's a good one, I promise. Oh no, well, I respect your opinion, but I just want to make sure that we keep it respectful based on who we're talking about. Plus Cher's my friend, so yeah. But I still respect your opinion. We don't have to agree or whatever. Let's just not do it here. Yes, thank you, Janessa. I appreciate that. Just if you, not in here. It's not for in here. besides that, even if she wasn't my friend watching their stream, I think it's better to just kind of keep things respectful. You can say, I don't agree with her on this, I don't agree with him on that, whatever. But as far as, other stuff, thank you, Janessa. I so appreciate that. She does a terrific job, in my opinion. I think so too. Some of the things we wouldn't know so much if it wasn't for her. So much. I heard a video of them talking about the Wells boys and that stuff, and that just blew my mind. I promise, like, if you guys, I mean, from my opinion, I've only seen her completely care about helping, like Summer being the thing that she cares about and helping her. And I've seen, like I said, it really affect her and stuff. So I do believe that she does. Thank you guys. I so appreciate that. I really do. Like I said, we don't have to agree. I'm the kind of person, like, I can have friends that don't like I've had a lot of friends in YouTube who don't like each other. And that's that. But they just I just don't sit and talk about the other one with them and that kind of thing. You know what I mean? She's had a lot of life experience like many of us, and it's crucial to this case. Yes, absolutely. Okay, let's keep listening.
It was really about we had a group that we were all on different pages, which I think was good.
Yes.
It was good. We all kind of.
I just see Miss Marlene, and I just want to mention the one thing, and it's when people say I have a history of this. What I have a history of is promoting innocence before guilt. Miss Marlene, you have to understand that very little of what we actually do here.
I do want to add one last thing, just so you can kind of know where I'm coming from. There are so many things that Cher knows that she's never put on her channel. There are recordings that she's never put on her channel. Now she's given them to TBI. But that shows me right there alone, she could have this shocking video and but she's trying to do what's best for the case and everything. So yeah, that's all I have to add. I'm going to keep going.
Here has a huge impact on the actual case itself. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So we can jibber jabber all we want over here, but a lot of this jazz, it doesn't reach the wave. So a history of trying to keep an environment innocence before guilt. But unfortunately, I'll be completely honest with you, Cher, Mr. Mark. I've been wrong both times. I thought the Cal City boys family, I thought they deserved innocence before guilt, and actually they're guilty. And now this scenario, and it's like, was I wrong? No, but I did promote innocence before guilt, even at my own detriment.
Wow, I didn't know he thought Cal City boys were, the family was innocent. That's really interesting. And I think it's good that, to me, I'm always usually I'm going to advocate for the baby of these cases, the babies, but I think it's good that people advocate for the innocence before guilty. Don't, just like the glare, him and I never agree. We are friends and we talk privately. We just had a phone call like 2 or 3 days ago for the first time in a couple weeks, but I love him. He's my friend, but we do not agree. And we go back and forth on this stuff, but he's very innocent before guilty. If there's nothing directly right in your face pointing to him, I don't know, just he tries to keep it on that side of things too. No, I know you're not a mean person, Katie. It's okay. Really. It's okay. Plus, I think it's good for you guys to know the things that I know for a fact, there's things that I know that she had told me that she didn't put out and she did give to TBI. You know what I mean? But wow, I don't know. How do you guys feel about an advocate fighting for parents that maybe social media is pointing a finger at, but law enforcement hasn't arrested, or just like the advocates fighting for Barry Morphew, who cannot believe charges dismissed today. If you guys didn't hear and you followed that, I think it's interesting, but I think it's necessary. It keeps things fair. And now there's a difference if they're outwardly guilty and there's proof of it, and you're still kind of standing up for them and stuff, but I don't know. Oh wow, blessings to all. He must have felt guilty about it, huh?
Well, we did too.
We
Like,
did too.
yeah.
we were interviewing
Marlene, by the
Dawn.
way, comments like that are not welcome, mods. If you would get them out, I said that from the beginning, Marlene. That's very childish and it's not useful whatsoever in any case whatsoever. So, all you do is get behind your keyboard and write some kind of clicked actually.
Process, but in the eyes of 10,000 YouTubers, you're wrong. And so you adjust your whole belief system to appease this here and not be a part of the real society, and that's the issue with it for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I have questions, but now I'm like out the window with it. I'm just gonna go how it flows. It's better like
Sure.
that. But
Sure.
what is no, I'm not gonna ask that first. I want to know through this. Now, you've made comments that I think a lot of people just love to hate, like they love to hate me and they love to hate you, like these people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now you have made comments which I totally understand and I can relate. When you go into any case, but specifically the Summer Wells case, it takes a toll on you because we don't just turn on our YouTube and talk. We intertwine our own lives with these people, and that is hard. Now, you've had some losses through this case, which I'm sorry, by the way, and people that use that.
Skazi, I remember. I think, yeah. Amber, I know what I think he means by that is kind of he's standing up for the. Yeah, because I support innocent. Well, not well. He called it innocent before guilty. I support innocent unless proven guilty. I guess what he's saying here is like he stands up for the underdog, for the like the one, because I don't know. That's what I'm assuming though, because think about like him and Glare, and they're usually the ones that are doing, like, if social media is kind of pointing their fingers thinking that these people look suspicious, they're usually on the opposite side of that. She didn't fly to their house and party. No. Hey, Killer Looks. I don't know. Hey, Yanni, thank you. Yeah, but I totally do not ever support guilty without being proven guilty or whatever. I don't think any of us do.
Against you is just terrible and disgusting. And even though we weren't on the same page, then I always had your back on that. That is
You did. I know you did.
Ridiculous and not acceptable. And that's not what our true crime community is supposed to be about, first of all. Right. I understand that because we have gone through it. There's times where I've been outside sitting in the back of his truck trying to plan a way back to Minnesota because we are, like I said, we aren't just, I don't consider us really, we're not just creators.
No,
we are,
yes,
we're getting our hearts in there. We are undercover detectives, we are spies, we're all of these things, actors, actresses. We have to pretend to be their best friend, their brother, their sister, whatever
Absolutely.
that they're needing of us in the situation. And
We've got to be that.
Yeah, we got to be that. And like I've been telling everyone, Benny, law enforcement and people that are, still got their credentials and aren't expired, they have rules that they have to follow, or everything could be thrown out the window should one of these officers do something wrong and there is a trial one day. Well, if they don't follow by the book, everything can be out the window. But you, me, Mark, we don't have these guidelines that we have to follow, and I don't think people are understanding that. Detectives are allowed to lie to get a confession. People, we aren't detectives. We're allowed to do whatever.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, there's we're only bound by our ethics and our morality. And I think, I'll be, and I've also never said this, I'll be completely honest that I do believe that the level of my interaction and involvement, it was irresponsible to my own life.
So, yeah, she did really great questions. Hey, Mr. Positive. I think that this is, in reference to if you're kind of going undercover type YouTuber situation. That's kind of because, yeah. And I do appreciate him saying that, saying that he thought that he will be honest, and he thought his level of involvement was detrimental to his own life. I always appreciate when a person can acknowledge the things that they've done that weren't maybe the right thing to do. Because I know some people who cannot acknowledge at all anything that they've done that wasn't the correct thing to do.
I got into this scenario that I've never been a quitter. I never let somebody run me off. And it was like the harder they tried to run me off, the tougher I
sticking to it.
Yeah.
Trying to prove a point.
Yeah. And that just absolutely razor blades your personal life.
Mm-hmm. It just shreds it. It really does. It does. Yeah. And I think most adults will understand that. You can't go around these people and not be changed.
You cannot.
What actually, in talking with that, how have you changed, do you think? How are you different today than you were June 15th?
It's affected me adversely where
Lori, I think a private, and you do need to be licensed to be a private investigator, but to me, that's not really what they're doing. They're doing more like investigative journalism, and so I don't know. I think that that's probably a topic that people would have various opinions on, and I don't have a problem with it. I think that, yeah, I don't have a problem with it, but I just think I think that if people are going to be investigative journalists, just be ethical and try to do the right thing and tell the truth. I've eaten a whole bag of chips over the Barrymore review case. My phone is dead and on my laptop. I'm thinking the YouTubers are very helpful in this case because I've never seen suspects talk as much as Don and Candus and Allie and all the others. Yeah, you're exactly right. And I think so too. Think of the information the police have got. All they've had to do is get on and watch YouTube. This case has changed us. Yep, agree. I'm licensed for real. What? That's so cool. Hawkeye Seneca. Let me see. I've been a wrong time. I believe everyone deserves to be heard. What I think is a crime when someone doesn't do their homework where innocent children are involved. Agree. 2 years. That's so cool. I didn't know that, Punksy. Let's listen to him. This is getting deep. I think this is a damn good interview. It's interesting. Here lately, I told you guys, since he's come out kind of like calling Candus and out and stuff, it's been almost like therapeutic to hear, because I think some of us have been thinking this way for a while, and I don't know.
I'm still like, there is a level of PTSD. It's not from like watching something happen, although I watched a lot of things happen while I was in Tennessee. A lot of things happened to me. But
wow,
it changed me in a way where I look at people differently. Like I kind of don't look at people. I look at people like vessels now. Like, yeah, you're here for that, but you're carrying, like, the important part is what you're carrying, your soul, right? So also, like, I've come to find that when it comes to children, like, adults are expendable, right? Like, if my new motto is I will turn on a best friend for a child in a second that I don't even know. And that's sort of the difference now, is that I want every child to be protected, and that now I feel like a warrior for that. And when you're a warrior, you know, you got to look like, you don't look like a monster sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, I look like a monster.
I mean, I can't disagree with that. He said he'll turn on his best friend in a second for a child he doesn't even know. So yeah, let's see. What I can't stand is one or two creators that just sit on YouTube night after night and just start drama with other creators, money off begging and grifting, and then claim they want to help. There's so much drama with YouTube. Lord have mercy. There's so much drama in the true crime world. There's a whole new freaking genre of videos. Hey, Margaret. I think as long as people are up close with the main ones in investigation, those are the ones who get the real story faster than cops. Oh, yeah. And look how many times YouTubers and podcasters have solved crimes. There's even a crime. I'm in the Outer Banks at my mom's house, right? The Outer Banks are huge. I mean, it could take you a few hours to get through from one end to the other in every sound and everything. But there is a case that happened about an hour from here, and in the Outer Banks, and there's a podcast that started only about this case, and the amount of information and stuff they've found, they've done 100 times what the police have done. It's crazy. And we've seen with Gabby Petito, we've seen with, I mean, what are they called? Adventures. It's a huge channel, like 1 million subscribers, and they've actually found missing people, missing vehicles. They were helping search for Suzanne Morphew. Just like I think that YouTube is even, it's so much different than the news, because we watch the news, we watch like a 30-minute to an hour, like a 32-hour-minute show with like 20 different stories. So you're getting like a minute or so, a couple minutes of each story, the biggest ones. And here on YouTube, we can sit here for 3 hours and dig through one specific thing. You know what I mean? And I'm telling you, I could not believe it until like the Watts case, and seeing, I mean, how much, not only that I know about it, because I know a lot about it, but I have friends like Amber and Kelly that, oh my God, Adventures with Purpose. Yes, they know so much about it. When you look at the things they've created, the content they've created versus the documentaries that these huge companies have created, these huge companies, they just scratch the surface. That's all they have to do. People are going to watch it no matter what. And, you know, they get paid millions and millions, like the Netflix documentary on the Watts or the Lifetime special. I mean, oh my God, that is so frustrating, because their stuff half the time isn't even accurate. And then we see these YouTube creators that they find out so much information, digging through court records, discoveries. I mean, I don't know. I just think that people talk a lot of smack about YouTubers, but they do a lot of work, find out a lot of information, and we get treated like bottom of the barrel, like we're not real like journalists, we're not real investigators, we're just people sitting around just talking. And that's what I'm doing right now, but you know what I mean. There are some people doing some really special and huge investigations on here. Absolutely. They talk about boots in the ground. I do believe in that. I do too. I do. I think there's a total, I think that would be just taking it to a new level if you're doing that. Okay, I'm going to keep playing it, but I'm the same April. I'm just YouTube. 110% invested more than some law enforcement. Absolutely. Okay, let's keep listening. Sorry. Y'all know I like to talk to you guys or just talk in general, but especially to you guys.
Monster a lot of times, but it is because I want this little girl home so badly. And imagine trying to, find a diamond ring in the bottom of an ocean, but you got to swim through all the nasty bottom feeding fish. It's impossible.
Tell us. So I'm going to pull up, the video. You played it the other day. That video
Yes,
that
ma'am.
I had Don send us back in the early days. I'm going to pull that up. And I just kind of want to, to me.
That's stuck in a lot of people's craw, that video. And I'm glad to actually have the opportunity here to get the real actual context from you and Mr. Mark now, instead of just speculating on what I think it is.
Yeah, okay. There's rumors. Okay, so there's so many questions, Benny. We're gonna need multiple shows. Is there a shed that has some kind of hidden floor basement in it?
Yes.
There is.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna find that video.
So remember, I told you guys I only watched like 30 minutes of this because we were going to watch it together. I hadn't heard that. This is about where I stopped because this is the first thing I'm hearing I really hadn't heard. So, what? Let's see. Yeah, I'm from southern West Virginia, like about 2.5 hours from where they live, the Wells. And I've seen a lot of people that live like them. And the drug problem, there's a lot of problems in.
It's Don retraces his steps. And I want to pull that up because I think it's good to go over it because you were there. And people that have gone there, they keep saying how different it is in person. And I believe that. But also it's got to be so much different when you get as close as you were, not just to the area, but the people,
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was actually, I was doing work around the house, painting and a lot of different things. And I was outside using the hose. And while I was using the hose, I wandered down by the basement door. Like I had a real problem being around that area. Like it just didn't feel good to me. But I happened to go down by the corner of the house in the basement, there where the door she allegedly went out of. And I saw the corner of a green, looked like a bucket lid. So I said to Candus, Candus, there's a bucket buried in the ground right here next to the house. What's up with that? And she was like, oh, yeah. All through here, all around the house, Don's mom, Karen, buried buckets, like end of times buckets with grains and with seeds and just very strange. Yeah, there's Shannon S. I dug up one of the buckets and it was a 5-gallon bucket that was sealed, and it had wheat grain seeds in it to grow wheat, and they were just a whole area of the yard right there on the downslope was buried with supplies. So just the whole thing was very weird.
Okay, I thought he was leading up into the shed. I wish he would have explained that too, because I really wanted to know kind of more of that about that, which I think she might be pulling up a video. She did mention that, but that is kind of interesting. I got to add before this an almost porn ad. Oh, wow. You got to add on this? It's not monetized yet, because usually I wait. You don't see it in your studio unless you go to the desktop version, and so usually I'm lazy and don't get on my computer and monetize it before I go live. I wait until after, and then it gets demonetized and you have to review it. You ask for a review, which they almost always you're not blocked, Sheila. They almost always go through. That was smart to do. I thought that was leading into, I pulled up a bucket and there was a cellar under there. I don't know. I just Natasha Taps looks like Rose Bly. Not to judge too quick. I was a little leery of him at first, but now I see he means business. He's really trying to find justice for Summer. Well, a lot of people were thinking he would cover up them doing for this. They have a video in the shed basement. Is that what she's pulling up? Probably. I think it's all weird. It makes me wonder how many years Dawn's family owned the land. My dad's family is from Arkansas. They also did the burying. Huh. Complete chaos. Yeah. Oh, thank you. I am Kim. Kim, I am. I like your name too. Thank you, though. That's sweet. And I hope you hadn't started over yet, but if not, you'll see this when you get here. Thank you. In the 30s. Talk about going from Arkansas to Kansas, 30s.
Now, one of the things that I found really weird was the fact that that shed the garage we're talking about, for whatever reason, you don't even see it on the Google Earth. It's like you can't, right?
I heard you say that the other day.
And then I get there and I'm like, whoa. Where did this whole garage come from right here? Like it's when you're getting familiar with
Do you mind if I invite Shannon up? Sorry.
Sure. Yes, she would love to come up, I'm sure.
This is, I'm going to put the link in there for Shannon. If you want to join us, I made you a mod as well, but yes, reminder to the chat. I'm not paying attention to the chat. I'm interviewing my friend. So, $37 raised, by the way. Awesome job. Thank you. I will be checking in on that. And after this is over, I have a drawing of 2 people that my kids chose. That is a winner from White Rabbit's giveaways today. So
nice.
Don't let me forget about that. I was trying to get her thumbs up to 150. I think we got like 200 or something like that. Okay, I'm going to pull up this video. Shannon, hop up if you would like. There you are. Hello, Shannon. Welcome.
Hey, Shannon.
That's my getaway driver right there.
Your getaway driver?
Don't do that. Good God.
Shannon, before I bring up that video, I'd like to ask you the same as Benny.
Who is Shannon, you guys, before we keep going a little more? I'm kind of lost on that for some reason. There's so many people and different things with this. Oh, Sky, that's sweet. It's always a pleasure hanging out with you guys. Y'all could probably hear me vaping because it got real quiet. But my vape is orange creamsicle flavored, and it is so yummy. Do you guys? Oh, and I found sugar babies. I haven't had them in such a long time. And oh my gosh, they are so good. Shannon met her over Facebook. Shannon was on the hill in December when Benny was there, a friend of Candus. I'm curious, does he ever address like coming down to the end of the road with the protesters and stuff? I wonder what he says about that. Was she the one who went there to help with the house? A big sub list. I actually haven't watched her either. I maybe have seen like a clip or two, and I've always meant to go just like check it out. But I just hadn't. Oh, I love sugar baby. So yummy. And remember those little like snow caps, the little Hershey Kisses with the white stuff on it? Ernie is right. This is never going to be solved because the evidence is gone now. And again on her own. They're banning vapes? No. I did not hear that. Oh, she was in that pic, the one with Robin and everyone. Okay. Oh, he does talk about it. Awesome. All right, let's go.
Two things, actually. How are you changed now today? Like, how are you different now from your experience in this all than you were June 15th?
I'm not even quite sure how Benny puts it in words, to be completely honest with you. It was very, very, very heavy being up there, and then it was even heavier trying to continue to hold your composure through the whole thing. And then when the lies just got to be enough, it was like, you know what, I'm just done. And it's almost like you feel that immediate urge to have to purge yourself of just everything and get it off your chest so that you don't feel so toxic. It's like being septic. And then
you find somebody and cry on their shoulder after a night of being there, or after a day of being.
I can totally relate. I've been around people who take my energy just like a lot of people. I've always been able to feel people's energy. And when I was younger, I didn't realize it. I thought like I could almost read people's minds because I would like know how people felt long before they said it. And now I know it's just like kind of feeling someone's energy. But you've ever been around somebody who just sucks it out of you? Yeah, it is, Punksy. It's crazy.
There, like,
seriously. For sure, yeah. And then being there a week is just profound. It's insane.
Wow.
I mean, I got caught up in a situation with Voldemort where I almost shot the man with her gun. It was just like the things that were happening while you're there on the ground. It's like, this is the way it is all the time. Like, holy cow, like my life is very benign, right? But going and seeing all of that, it was like non-stop. It just never stopped. Just something always moving, and it was unbelievable.
Wow.
And actually, Shannon went there twice, so she has even more things to talk about. But Shannon, would you feel comfortable talking about the scenario when you were there in January?
Sure. I mean, are there specifics that you want to know?
The opiate bottle.
Okay, opiates. I haven't heard this yet, but Amber has a video planned. I was thinking that seriously, but everybody says that these days. But Amber has a video planned tonight, I believe, where she's going to talk about, the hydros, the alcohol, the vapes, all of that kind of stuff. Let me see. I'll link it in the chat. I'll keep listening.
Oh, yeah, about that. So the puppies were only about a month old, right? So she had them in a box. It was a pretty heavy duty box, but it was just as you walk into the kitchen, and it's on the floor right next to their second sink that Don wanted put out there, I guess, and instead of the bathroom so that they could brush their teeth. Well, about 3 feet from that is the kitchen table. And I was sitting there and it was my last day there. I was getting ready to go. So of course I wanted to hold all the little puppies because I'm an animal nut. And they were so damn cute. And I picked one of them up and he was laying in the craziest little position with his little fat belly sticking up. And I said, oh my God, I got to hold him. So I picked him up and he stayed asleep. And I had my phone in my hand and I was taking pictures of the dogs. And I went to set my phone on the table because I was going to put the puppy in my hoodie pouch. And it's just, it's just one of those things. And as I did that, I noticed that there was a prescription pill bottle on the counter or on the table right in front of me. It was about, I'd say, a foot from the edge of the table when I set my phone down. And I had noticed that I could see just the letters US and then Harer. And it said, I saw dracodone. So obviously it's going to be hydrocodone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it said June 15th on it. I didn't see what doctor, I didn't see what pharmacy, because that stuff's.
Oh my God. Well, that's the link for Amber's video. If you click it, you can set the reminder. That's cool, Gypsy Soul. Sorry, I got candy in my mouth. Yeah. This is interesting. So she's claiming straight up, she saw a bottle of hydrocodone, Candus Harer, June 15th. And we've wondered, what did Grandma get that day? What was her prescription?
Usually off to the left. I didn't see if there was any refills or anything like that on it because that stuff's typically on the back. I didn't ask any questions. I didn't touch it. I tried not to make it known that I saw it.
Just a mental
but it
note.
said June 15th, Candus Harer and hydrocodone.
Which is, it's interesting because, what did we hear? She got Motrin or ibuprofen and then a cortisol shot or some sort of nerve blocker shot.
Mm-hmm.
Never did we hear anything about the opioids. But the interesting part about the opioids that happened on the 15th via what Shannon saw was that on the 4th of June, there was almost a mirror situation that happened. The way that it all built up, it almost started to look like a practice run. Right. So
that's what I was saying. Yes.
Yes.
It was text messages that happened with Hunter and them are real. The exact same thing played out 2 weeks prior.
Oh my God. Wow. This is stuff that, oh wow, that's crazy. I'm waiting to see where they go with this. The dry run on 6-4. I was wondering what you were talking about. Oh my God. All right, y'all. This is getting wild. Did she pick up the bottle? Her eyes must be really good. See, the date was extra big. Scott, I'm empath as well, is what I'm told. I think many of us are, but to varying degrees. You're probably right. Oh, awesome, Tinky Tink. And they have another one tonight, too, I think. Don't know what that means, but I think it's an inside joke. NK in Kingsport, hospitals are only prescribed with, or hydros are only prescribed with a pain management program through an MD. You have to call the doctor to get a 30-day script. No refills. Stopping opioids. This is a big deal, though. I want to hear, let's see where he goes with this. I'm going to rewind it like about 20 seconds just so that we get the full context.
Situation that happened. The way that it all built up what Shannon saw was that on the 4th of June, there was almost a mirror situation that happened. The way that it all built up, it almost started to look like a practice run, right? So
that's what I was saying. Yes.
It
The
was
text messages that happened with Hunter and them are real. The
Yes.
exact same thing played out 2 weeks prior.
11 days to be exact.
11 days. Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. So you've got what looks like this dry run, but in that situation on the 4th, Hunter reached out to Candus first. Hunter asked Candus to come and see him. Candus responded back. 11 days before. Yep. Responded back, well, where's your mom? And then Hunter's H says, well, she stayed with grandma. So you had all of this, stuff going on with Hunter asked Candus to come and see him. Situation on the 4th, Hunter reached out to Candus first. Hunter asked Candus to come and see him. Candus responded back. 11 days before. Yep. Responded back, well, where's your mom? And then Hunter's H says, well, she stayed with grandma. So you had all of this, stuff going on with the pills. And meanwhile, they tried to minimize, they always tried to back themselves out of having anything to do with the pills. And I wondered why,
That's weird. But also for me, I believe that they were in some kind of relationship anyways. So probably normal for him to come say, hey, can I come? You want to come see me or whatever, however that went. He messaged first. Thank you, Donna. Welcome. Dang, you guys. Sorry, guys. I totally spaced out and never pulled up the shed video. I had a lot of anxiety last night because I had so many bashing me for even having him on. I was a bit frazzled. I apologize. Oh, my gosh. I'm sorry. That's ridiculous. See, for one, just because you have somebody on your channel doesn't mean you agree with everything they've ever done, that it's your new best friend, that it doesn't mean anything. It's about Summer. This is about Summer. I'm sorry, Cher. But wow. That's crazy. The same thing happened 2 weeks before, or 11 days before. Cher, I hope you're still in here and you're listening, because you did a really, really good job in this. Yeah, the original interview is on her channel, and he's coming back on tonight too. Yeah, it is supposed to be a positive. I don't know. I've always wondered that. Like, how are you going to get mad at somebody for not holding on to a grudge or some kind? Because grudges are painful, period. We'll be watching. I loved last night. We rescheduled to tomorrow. Okay. Awesome. Here, I'm going to keep playing it and mute because my dad just pulled up. So 1 second.
No.
Shout out to Jays for Justice. I love you.
Good evening, Jay. Hope you had a happy Easter.
You guys, wow. Okay, everything.
It's a lot. It's
yeah,
a whole
it
lot.
is. Let me bring up this video because I really want to know what you guys. I want to know your take. Oh, and again, you guys, tonight, I don't want, please do not bring up Ernie. I do not give a shit about Ernie. Don't bring it up. You will be blocked. I don't care about Ernie Shell. Okay. We are actually going to do a watch show of his trial that he set his brother up in. That's a whole different day. Tonight is about Benny, and Shannon as well is joining. Thank you, Shannon. This is all about Summer and learning more, and honestly, I want to know about my friend's experience being this close to these monsters. Okay, that's what tonight is about. It's not about Ernie Shell. mods, I don't care if they're saying anything nice.
Thank you, Jay.
Or you see his name, they're out. Thank you.
You know, and actually, Shannon just had the fly on the wall view at the whole thing. I mean, she even, Candus was even sending her, you know, information about men that she.
Oh, good, Cher. I'm not home tonight. Can you ask him how he learned about the dry run? Yes. Yep, I totally agree. How did I just subscribed? Yay. I'm curious how Shannon kind of came into the picture. And I'm gonna mute and keep playing it. I think that, yeah, they're still unloading groceries out of the car. I'm kind of sitting down here by the car outside since Bentley was napping, but Cher also said, nope, you guys can't use my chat. I just went over this, and I don't know if you're in here, Cher, but Cher is my friend. You should respect that in my chat. That's important. Regardless, even if she wasn't, you can't disrespect other creators. Anyways, I don't want that. That just would bring problems for me, right? You wouldn't want that for me, but especially my friends. Please. Pretty sure, Cher, you have a wrench anyways. Oh, Lynn's here. Lynn's here too. Yay.
She was chatting on with date sites. And
I heard that. That was you, Shannon. Ah.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
You poor
Yep.
girl. So the important things that she was chatting with you, right? So can I ask you then, Shannon, how often did you hear about her wanting to find Summer and her missing Summer and her children, compared to attention seeking of women or men? Because she's talked to me about women, but yeah, what would you say the scale is on her concern for children, a missing daughter, and then attention from, let's say, men and new attention?
You know, that's kind of a fine line. It's kind of muddy only because of, you know, we would talk about the rumors that were on YouTube. So that would then bring up, you know, discussions about men that were alleged she was interested in. But as far as directly from her, you know, she would call me continuously and cry about that, you know, Benny doesn't feel the same way about me as I feel about him. You know, and then it was shortly before we fell out that she was talking to me about, she was on a dating website, and was telling me about.
Is it buffering? Let me know if that's doing it for anyone. It's not doing it for me. Bentley just woke up, so I probably won't listen to much more this time. Let me see. Thank you, Kimmy. Where's my wrench? No, I'm not doing that. I took care of it, but that's not going to happen here. Like I said, please don't use my chat to bash any creators. And if you use my chat to bash my friends, I'm just going to hide you. Sorry. That's ridiculous. If you don't have enough respect for me, you don't have to like my friends, but you have to respect me enough to not shit talk them in my chat. Come on now.
About a couple of the guys that she was talking to. We talked several times, mostly initiated by myself, about the kids. You know, I would ask her, okay, what else needs to be done to get the boys back? Well, I don't know. They keep giving me different lists. Most of the time though, I gotta be honest though, most of the time she was more worried about Benny, and what he was doing and why he wasn't, you know, calling her back or texting
Imagine that. Just like on the 9-month anniversary of her going missing, where you'd think she'd write something nice about Summer and maybe describe her some, which she hasn't really done. She was leaving messages for his birthday on the Summerwell's website, which I guess, but yeah.
In her back, and I mean, I've got text messages from her. We talked mostly on video chat on Facebook, but I've got Facebook messages where she's like, you know, why do I love this asshole and things like that. You know, she would call me crying. She'd already be drunk, and Donnie was downstairs sleeping. And matter of fact, that was actually a huge point of contention between her and Don, because there was so much speculation going around on YouTube that she had already messed around with Benny, which I know didn't happen.
Yeah.
Oh, that Benny.
You know, and I mean, even if it wasn't for the circumstances, and Benny and I have talked about this in great length, even if it wasn't for the circumstances of her having a missing child, that's definitely two different leagues.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, I don't want to pick on anybody's foundation. I don't want to pick on anybody the way they live, but that's definitely not. I don't know what Benny's type is, but I would bet money that it would never be somebody
Mexican.
Mexican. He likes the Mexicans.
Yeah, I'm not. You know, everyone has a flavor, but what I all her teeth pulled, and she had blood clots coming out, and so it was like, you know, for her to say that during that time, she just had all her teeth pulled. What I thought was really strange about all that was that while she was making that contention, she just had all her teeth pulled, and she had blood clots coming out, and so it was like, you know, for her to say that during that time, pardon me, was just so out of pocket, you know.
I'm just gonna be honest here. It was definitely like a 13 Ghosts kind of thing.
I'll be right back.
We got a sympathy thing going on here.
I think you said that just as she was. Oh, geez. Yeah. So out of my normal realm.
Yeah, I mean, this thing is completely out of my comfortability zone for sure.
Okay, so you know what, you guys? My kid Bentley woke up from his nap, so I think that, and we've went for like an hour and 45 minutes. I think what I will do is I'll finish the rest of this, and maybe the most interesting parts that we didn't get to, we can do like a part 2 finish up of it, to kind of discuss the rest. If there's anything that stands out as much as the dry run or those kind of things, which really interesting. And also super interesting thing to take from this is the police treated them like they knew that they were involved already, but they just couldn't prove it, basically, is the way he interpreted it. So I think that is really, really interesting too. But yeah, I so appreciate you guys hanging out with me. And I think that we will finish up because this is such a good interview. Yeah. And we will, it's better. You guys don't have to sit here for hours and hours and hours. We can kind of break it up into 2 parts. Thank you guys. And I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. And I appreciate my mods for being here. I don't know what happened to Candus yesterday. Oh, before we go, let me look at this. Let me look for this. The video on how it was emailed to me by Nicole. Remember that that Candus was on last night. What's his channel name again? Rescue Our Children. Right? Yes. I don't know which one it was. Hold on one sec. Okay, I found it. 1 second. You want to go with Trenton? Okay, I'll be right in. It's only 3 minutes. So let's watch this together really quick. It's actually a video that someone else did of Candus. Like, I guess they put the clips together. So 1 second. It is on the channel Crime Watch. Candus. You can leave him out here. Wells. There we go. I got to mute so that we can hear him. Bye, Sam. I am. Thank you for hanging out with me. Oh, thank you, LFT. Have a good day. Thanks for being here. Okay, really quick. Let's see.
You want the best for your family. So
occurred between Candace Bly Wells and Ernie Shell on the evening of April 18th, 2022.
Is she alive still, Candus? We need to go to the hospital, Candus.
What is this?
You need to go to the hospital. I don't know. Sorry, I can't do it. Candace, listen. Go get help. Go get help. Go get help. What have you done? It ain't COVID. COVID don't do that. What have you done? What have you done to yourself? What have you done? All I've done is go fishing. All I've done is stay on the ground. That's all I've done.
Why? She was puking drunk, not puking sick. Something ain't right with this. And it shouldn't have been put on the internet. He should have hung up and called an ambulance or something. I don't know. That don't sound right, but let's keep listening. Maybe I'm wrong, so let me hold back on my opinion, but...
What have you taken? What have you taken? Nothing. Okay. No, fucking thing. I fucking took shit, man. It's fucking cold out here. Okay. Ain't you? Why are you on the river somewhere? How did I know you was about to leave? How did I know you was about to leave? I can hear it in the background. Who cares why, by the way? Well, just listen. Did you go to court Friday? Well, I have not went to court yet. Court has not come upon me. Okay, I thought you were supposed to win. I didn't know. But anyway, why did I get it? Oh, goddamn. I tell you what to do, just burp and get out there. Oh, fucking down.
Oh, Lord have mercy. This is on Crime Watch, but they've just clipped it from Ernie's channel. Now, I'm not going to play any more of that, but let me go back to the beginning. I think did she say what the video was this was off of? Let me see. It was a conversation from the 18th. Is it linked? There we go. I'm just trying to see if I can find where she's up here. Maybe it's a phone call on here. I'm not sure. I don't know, you guys. Oh, okay. He kept it covered. Oh, so it was when that blue is about 20 minutes in. Oh, man.
Is she alive still, Candus?
Here it is. Hold up. I got to mute my mic so it don't echo.
You need to go to the hospital, Candus. You need to go to the hospital.
I don't know. Sorry, I can't do it.
Candus, listen. Go get help. Go get help. Go get help. What have you done? It ain't COVID. COVID don't do that. What have you done? What have you done to yourself? What have you done?
All I've done was go fishing. That's all I've done is stay on the ground. That's all I've done.
What have you taken? What have you taken?
Nothing. Nothing.
Okay.
Not a fucking thing. I fucking took shit, man.
You guys, I'm honestly not comfortable playing this any longer. Just because I don't think that I don't think this should have been on YouTube in the first place. I really don't. And I understand wanting to be transparent. So I understand why. But then again, I think that we got to remember she is the mother of a missing child, a case that we're all knee deep in. And I just don't know that it's helpful in any way. And I don't know. And I just don't want to keep playing it. So, yeah, I'm not going to play that any longer. Heidi, I don't know. I'll listen to it privately and see if... Thanks, Amanda. Yeah. I'm going to listen to it privately, and I'll let you know if that's what she said. Okay, you guys. Oh, hi, Gabby. I'm sorry. We're ending now. Mommy. Yeah, I just... Mommy. hold on, baby. Let me end and say goodbye. How can I contact someone to do a check on her? I'm not sure because you can't contact the emergency line. You'll go to your emergency line, and I don't even know where she is. Yeah, I just don't want to do that. Oh, she wasn't on much longer after that. Yeah, okay. Well, anyways, that's that. Oh God. I don't know if she has COVID or not, but I wish that she would get some help because 3 little boys, regardless of if they ever, what happens, she needs to, she still has a reason to fight. So, all right, you guys, I love you guys and I appreciate you so much. I can totally put the link for which one? For the Ernie video. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Empath, for the good call. Y'all are making me feel like I made the right decision.
Mommy.
Hold on.
Papa died. We were working stuff, but we were wrecking stuff.
Oh, they were wrestling. My dad came out here and said, "Here, they're wrestling and wrecking stuff. You're in charge of the dog and Bentley." And he said, "No, we were wrestling, but not wrecking stuff." Okay. Oh, hi, Alaskan Bush Mom. Welcome. I've got to go since Bentley's up, and yeah, that was last night. She refused help. But anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to finish that interview. I hope you guys have an awesome night. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you. Yeah, listen, Linda. I just told him like 10 seconds before, please just let me say goodbye. But yeah, thank you. We will chat soon about this. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. It was so fun, like always. And thank you to my mods for being here to help too. He did totally remind me of the listen, Linda. I agree, Sassafras. I totally agree. All right, you guys, I love you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Bentley. See, I gotta go, y'all. He needs my attention.